right, y'all, cause get in here so we can talk about this part 3 of the Love and Marriage DC reunion. Now, I know I messed up last week and kept saying that was part 3, but it's the real part 3 right here, and we finna get into it. But before we do, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, get down in these comments, definitely. Y'all know I love that, and let's go ahead and get started. Now, we kick it off at the ending of this argument with Winter and Yusha. We ain't even gonna spend too much time on it because it's draining. I'm at this point agreeing with Yusha. I'm sorry. I feel like Winter is being way too extra in this situation. She's trying to get a moment. It is just driving me crazy. Because, girl, you want us to believe that this man was such a fraud and he was all this bad and all that bad and you had another option and all this. You dated the man the whole season. It seems to me, especially when you figured out when y'all was on that cash trip, that the man had thrown a hissy fit about not being able to put his brand into the box, that you would have cut that stuff off then. And let's just get into it a little bit deeper. I do feel like it was a bit much for Yusha if it was true that he threw a hissy fit about not being able to put his brand into the cast gift box. I feel like that was a bit rough. And that's kind of hard to overlook. However, the only reason I'm offering him a little bit of grace is because is that not the goal of all of y'all coming on this show? The goal is to get on this platform and use the platform to showcase what you're doing, to showcase, you know, what you do, what you're selling, what you making. You know, Ashley's selling a book. Erana selling wigs. Clifton selling beard oil. Everybody has an end goal when they come on here. And I didn't really know. And even from Sherelle and Black, they're friends of the show. But Sherelle stayed coming on here, you know, listing her accomplishments and listing what she do. They do radio or whatever they do. That's still pitching your brand. So I'm really not understanding what's the big deal about Yusha coming on there, unless he was really making a big deal all the time. But as far as just him coming on there wearing his brand, what he do, socks, clothes, or whatever. I know they mentioned the socks were the things that he wanted to put in the cast box, but like, if he was just coming on there wearing his clothes like he said last episode, and Jamie or whoever was like, "That's your brand? Oh, that's what's up. That's hot." You know what I'm saying? Then what is the problem with that? That's the purpose of this. I feel the same way about him being honest with you. If y'all are building a relationship, why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody and then it later come out that he might have went and tried out for love and Ready to Love, and he might have been paired with Joi? How silly would it have been to come out later in the game and not from that man's mouth? He bit the bullet and told you something that he knew could have derailed y'all, thinking that he was being honest. I really don't feel like he was telling her that information for no other reason but to come clean and to be honest, and for it to be something that didn't later come out and bite her in the butt. You know what I mean? Like, because why else would he say, "Yes, I did audition, just to let you know, I auditioned for another show and blah, blah, blah." It didn't work out. As a matter of fact, they told me that the only other person that I would have matched with that they think would have been Joi. Which, if you look at them just optically, you can see it. You know, they both look like they practice, you know, they got incense everywhere. They saging, they house smell like Palo Santo, whatever. Like, they look like that. And that's just probably the producers looking optically. You feel me? But that good old jealous streak that Winter picking up from Ashley got you in your feelings, because not only did he then tell you, "Yeah, they told me the only person I might match with was Joi," but then he happened to take up for Joi in a situation that I feel like he was completely justified to do so. Especially when we get into what we finna get into here in a second. But you just completely took it as, "Oh, this is why this motherfucker taking up for Joi. He liked Joi." You know, he never said he liked Joi. He said that that's what the directors of Ready to Love said that he might match with, but he didn't get chosen for the show anyway, so it don't matter. And that woman married. And then you try to say that that's a whole married woman. Why would you tell? He's telling you that to be honest. I'm telling you, had it came out that he tried to audition for Ready to Love and didn't tell you, you would have been pissed off. It's one of them situations where it's damned if you do and damned if you don't. But I do appreciate Yusha for at least trying. Now, they start talking to Black and Joi about these issues, and Sherelle, her big mouth ass, because I typically don't put Sherelle in this because Sherelle wasn't around, and that's what she's not getting. She just wants to keep hollering, I was never a side chick. You don't know. You were not around, and we just figured that out, and you sat up there with egg on your face looking stupid when this man had to admit that Joi was absolutely fucking right when she said that he was doing inappropriate things while he was still in a relationship with her friend. No, she did not say that y'all got together. She did not say that. You might not have laid down and gave him no hot pocket until he was officially out of a relationship. However, that man was trying to court you. He was setting you up to be his next girl, which means mentally he was cheating on his girlfriend. He admitted that he was doing little stuff like texting you and telling he admired your body and he admired a workout ethic and stuff. All of that is flirting. He was flirting with you while he was with somebody else. And you going to sit up here. A whole lot of people do that to me. I get that all the time. Baby, that's people flirting with you then. If you don't know what people flirting with you is, then I'm sorry. Okay? But this segment proved Joi's point. It proved that she had been really telling the truth the whole time. And everybody that been sitting up going 10 toes down for Black and 10 toes down for Sherelle had to look stupid and eat what they eat crow. Because, is that what they say? Eat crow? I don't know. Y'all just be throwing sayings and I don't even know what they mean. But everybody that had been going so hard for Black to say what he wanted to say and all this. No, because Black been talking around in circles this whole fucking time, and that is enough to piss somebody off. Why do you want to have a conversation with somebody where he's not going to answer the questions directly and shit because he knows that he's wrong? And he knows that if he does answer the questions directly, it's going to show, just like tonight, and Carlos peeped it. Carlos, him and that deep V-neck was in sync, okay? Because he wasn't letting none of the bullshit fly, and I appreciate it. Carlos caught it and he was like, no, Black, we're not finna let this slide. If you was texting this woman while you were still in a relationship, that's wrong and that's crazy. You were cheating or setting up to cheat on this woman. Joi sitting there looking vindicated as hell, as you should be. But let me just, hold on, let's take a break real quick, y'all. Let me just ask y'all, what is this blind line in the side of Joi head? Because it don't look like a part. Because it's too far down and it looked like her part is up about an inch high. What is that blonde line? Look like a highlighter line in her head, only it's blonde. What is that? I don't know, must be part of the style. I don't know nothing about that. But anyway, kudos to Joi because she been knowing that she telling the truth and she didn't have to stoop down to keep on addressing him. We're gonna move right along. They bring out Carmen. This is another one that I don't really care too much for. They bring Carmen out with her contacts, sat her down, and she immediately started going off on Erana because she feels like Erana got a lot to do with why her and Joi ain't friends today. Carlos also shut that the hell down. Now, you can't blame Erana, baby, on shit you did. You did some shit. Now, what I can say about Erana did start the fire with this throuple thing, I think. It might not even be that she started the fire. I think it was like a joke that everybody kind of started in unison. However, Erana kind of kept going back to it. She's the one that wouldn't leave it alone. Like, she would see a picture on social media and be like, no, this is crazy. Now, how you just gonna be posting a picture of this man and he married? You posting a picture of a married man? Like, Erana kept bringing it up. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else was kind of like, oh, are y'all a throuple? They laughed about it. And once Joi was like, oh, no, we just all cool, they let it go. But Erana kept being like, I just think this is inappropriate. And just because she feels like that it's really inappropriate, that don't mean she had nothing to do with y'all's friendship demise. What had to do with y'all's friendship demise, Carmen. And see, this is why I was never fond of her, because I felt like, and this might be why Erana kept saying what she kept saying, and she kept doubling back, because people be giving off energy a lot of the time, and it's like I just can look at Carmen and tell that she's the type that ain't gonna hold you down behind your back. Because look what happened. As soon as Joi wasn't around, Carmen was talking shit, and it ain't even like she was talking shit. It was just like you were saying negative things about somebody that was supposed to be your friend in front of a bunch of people that you know she doesn't get along with, especially Ashley, especially Sherelle and Black. You saying, oh, no, she not my best friend. You made it seem like I'm only friends with Joi because of Clifton. And then it's so funny because you claim that you have the biggest issue with the throuple shit, but you making it look like you the one making it really look like there might be a thing, because you like, I'm friends with Clifton. If it wasn't for Clifton, I wouldn't be friends with Joi. And it's just like, wow. You know, how do you think that Joi is going to take that? You know what I'm saying? And then also, I hate when people do this bullshit. When Joi comes to you and tells you that that was her problem, you had a whole scene where you standing up in front of a whole bunch of women that she does not get along with, and you're saying negative things about her. No, y'all not best friends. Joi be having a lot of things about her that ain't cool, and you don't like them, and you be calling her out on them. Just saying a bunch of negative stuff. But then when she come to you about it, it's, well, the reason why I felt like that was because I felt like you didn't have my back with the whole throuple thing. I feel like you should have had my back more, but then why in the hell didn't you say that? I hate a what's in it for me ass apology type bitch. Like, just because now I have a problem with you because you did something foul, now all of a sudden you tell me about some shit you been holding on that you didn't appreciate. That's bullshit. Closed mouths don't get fed. You should have been and said something to me about that. We grown. Come on now. We grown and know me. You may not see me as good of a friend as you see my husband, but you close friends with him, as you say. And Clifton, he just burned my, oh my God. He made me so upset. It took him so long to just say Carmen was wrong. Carlos had to ask that man 800 times. Did you think Carmen was wrong by talking about Joi? Well, I think, her choice of words weren't the best. I don't think she had the best choice of words. That's not what I asked you. I asked you, was she wrong? Well, she wasn't right. But, I think that there's room for improvement. Clifton, was she wrong? That man danced around it. You would have thought, he was skated around the situation so effortlessly, baby. He must have been skating on his bird oil. Kept on wanting to divert from saying, Carmen, yes, you were wrong. And that just really, especially in the next scene when you see the unseen footage of Joi saying that no, she ain't happy right now. And it's like, you could see why. Man, you ain't even gonna tell another female that she was dead ass wrong when she's talking to your wife. Like, come on, I don't give a damn how close y'all call yourself. Y'all all met on Ready to Love, so y'all can't be this fucking close. I don't give a damn about no business relationship. The business relationship don't have nothing to do with a friendship, because y'all could be business partners and it don't have to be no close ass friendship. You have to know that it's gonna bother your spouse when you just kick-in and fool-la-la and footloose and fancy-free ripping and running around with somebody that she don't get along with no more, and that done stood up and said some nasty-ass things about her. So I really wasn't on the bad side when it came to Clifton, but after this episode, I'm looking at Clifton a lot differently. I'm going to tell you, I feel like he should have handled this situation so much differently. And especially when Joi opened up and she said, I'm not blaming you for something, but she gave him a situation on where she didn't feel as protected as she should, and he wanted to kind of get combative with her and argue. I felt extra bad for her because I seen Ashley ass smirk like she was just delighted. It's like any little crack in their foundation that she could see, she was gonna jump on it. And especially when her keeps saying she feel like Clifton is combative. But baby, Quick was doing the same thing with you, so don't get too happy. Don't get too giddy about it. You were saying stuff when Carlos was asking y'all questions on y'all segment, and everything you said, Quick had a response as to why he wasn't doing it or why it wouldn't get this way. Just because he wasn't saying it directly to you, he was answering Carlos. He was still being combative. He still was basically saying he wasn't going to quit working. He wasn't going to do whatever the hell you was asking him to do. He was just going to keep being Quick. So not too much on Joi and Clifton when it comes to their marriage. But you see, this is what Joi is talking about. It has to be so cringy pulling out your marital issues in front of somebody who is only here praying for your downfall. You know what I'm saying? And especially when Carlos asks, well, it's going to come a time, or do you think it's going to come a time when you have to choose between Carmen and Joy. And Clifton, all you had to say was there would be no choice. Joy is my wife, period. What you do?
I think that this situation is going to work itself out. And I think that this is just a misunderstanding.
No, I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think this is a misunderstanding. You are going to ride with your wife, or you should be. The answer is Joy is my wife. Carmen is my friend. If it comes a time where they can't get along and I have to choose, we all know what it is. This is my wife and that's the choice. Period, point blank. I'm rocking with her. I married her. I made the choice when we were on the show. Stop leaving room open for this bitch Carmen, because I frankly feel like that's what Carmen think. Carmen think that there's going to always be a little room open for her. And if Joy and Clifton don't work out, she could kind of ease her way and her contacts and them laid over shoes in on Clifton. You better wake up, Joy. But she already woke. But basically, it was just about, the part 3 was just about these two major situations or whatever. We didn't delve too much back into Ash. I don't even think she said nothing this whole time, and I was happy. But y'all let me know what y'all feel about both the Black and Joi situation now that she's been vindicated, and what do y'all feel about the Carmen and Joi situation now that they shit's all over the place. Make sure y'all get down in these comments. Let's get a conversation started. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, y'all share the video, and y'all know I'm gonna be back with a next one.